Soft stuffed potato head comes with everything here.
We're transforming your afternoon into Nickelodeon's Megatoon Monday. Looney Tunes will be back tomorrow, right here on...
Oh, Natasha, sometimes I get so mad.
But in the paper, it must be true.
Well, it looks like those two old buddies, Rocky and Bullwinkle, will never get together again. For Rocky is adrift in a life raft with Captain Peter Wrongway Peach Fuzz,
Sailing eastward into the sunset.
Oh, boy.
while Bullwinkle Moose is miles away on the tiny island of New Greenpernt, talking to its king, Bushwick the 33rd.
The 33rd.
Oh, pardon, toity-toy. The king had just told Bullwinkle about the fabulous Oogle bird, which lays only one egg a month. But what an egg that is. Each one contains a fortune that foretells the future. For instance, some years ago, an Oogle egg said,
If you want to make some moolah, manufacture hoops that hula.
as a result, kids all over the world bought hula hoops stamped made in New Greenpernt. Another time, an Oogle bird fortune read,
Make a flag and don't be late with 50 stars, not 48.
So when Alaska and Hawaii were given statehood, the happy citizens waved brand new flags marked Made in New Greenpernt. Of course, the Oogle bird also gave out some other interesting predictions, too.
Next Friday, when the game is through, Yankees 7, Boston 2. Bet your shirt on Noah's Ark, running in the fifth at Belmont Park.
And as a result of wise investment based on the Oogle bird's information, the little island of New Greenpernt became fabulously wealthy. There were 2 chickens in every pot and 2 cars in every garage, even in garages meant for just 1 car. Ah, but that was last year. Today, everything is different. The people are poor. They don't have 2 cars in every garage. They don't have 2 chickens in every pot.
We don't even have a pot. In a word, old master, we're facing disaster.
Well, that's terrible. What happened?
Somebody stole the Oogle bird.
Somebody stole the Oogle bird.
Look through these here binoculars, so wise. One of the Oogle bird's nest is empty.
Maybe it flew away.
Oogle birds can't fly.
Then maybe it walked.
Was stolen.
Yeah, I see your point.
And so because of your predictory bunion, source of all knowledge, you are not a substitute wizard of New Greenpernt.
I am, huh? Well, I guess I got something to say about that.
And what do you say?
I say I'm the substitute wizard of New Greenpernt.
And so a short while later, high atop Mount Pitkin, Bullwinkle reposed in the Oogle bird's nest with a pad and pencil.
But really, my bunion just gives the weather for...
We'll be back soon, old lamp of knowledge. You better get with it.
Or what?
Or else.
So as night fell over Mount Pitkin, Bullwinkle tried desperately to peer into the future. But the only picture he could see didn't help him a bit.
Gee, I can't even remember what day tomorrow's gonna be.
Meanwhile, miles away, Rocky and Captain Peach Fuzz were paddling aimlessly until the sharp-eyed squirrel spotted a dark shape through the gloom.
Captain, look there.
Bless Bess, Rocky. It's an island.
Yes, through a completely outrageous stroke of fortune, the tiny life raft was drifting right by the island of New Greenpernt.
Come on, Captain. Let's paddle.
And our friends paddled with might and main for hours. But when dawn broke over the ocean, the island was no nearer.
What do you suppose is the matter, Rocky?
Well, for one thing, you've been paddling with the wrong end of the paddle.
Oh.
And for another, the current is against us now.
It was true, the ocean current that had carried the raft toward the island was now carrying it farther and farther away. Well, be with us next time for Riptide Rocky, or Drips Adrift.
Well, son, how's the lemonade business going?
Not so hot, Pop. I only sold one glass to Butch Creases.
Oh, did he like it?
I won't know until after he gets out of the hospital.
Yeah, out of the... Jupiter, suspenders? You don't mean... Let me taste that.
Pretty good, huh?
Well, it's good and strong, I'll have to say that. Who helped you concoct this?
Well, it was Lefty, Spike, Romulus, and Remus.
I thought so. How many times have I told you too many cooks spoil the broth?
But, Pop, this isn't broth.
It isn't lemonade either. Perhaps if I told you a fable, you'd see things clearer. Now, this is the story, son, of the goldfish and the bear. You see, animals are very much like people. They throw things away. And when enough things are thrown away, they form a pile. In time, the pile becomes a dump. In the city, it's a city dump. In the forest, a forest dump. It is here that the laziest citizens eke out their meager existence.
Well, there's my contribution. I had a lettuce.
And here's mine, a head of cabbage.
Here's mine, a head of Julius Caesar.
Hey, what's the idea of throwing a statue in there, Jack?
Now, what are you trying to do, bust the stove?
I'm sorry, fellas, but I couldn't find no food.
Then you don't eat. This here is a community-type stew pot. Only if your contribution do you get to eat.
The fox and the crow suggested the bear resume searching, and resume he did. He wandered through the woods for hours until finally he came across a large pond.
I wonder if there's any fish in this pond.
There was a small but succulent goldfish.
Hey, fellas, there's a small but succulent goldfish in the pond.
That's swell. You fetch him, put him in a pot, we'll let you eat.
What does succulent mean?
Who knows?
Wise to the ways of catching fish, the bear headed for the nearest phone booth.
Well, operator, let me speak to the goldfish in the pond. Hello, goldfish in the pond? This is the bear. You do not know me, but I got two friends who've got a community stew pot. Now, I cannot eat what's in the pot unless I throw you into it. Now, what I want to know is this. If you let me catch you and throw you in a pot, I will do you a favor someday. Well, what do you say? Will you go for it? Smart alecky goldfish.
Undaunted, the bear took on the services of a friendly pelican.
Right. You catch the goldfish for me, and I'll give you a slightly used honeycomb. Deal? Deal. Well, you sure know what a golden fish looks like.
Sure I know what a golden fish looks like.
A succulent golden fish?
Yeah, them too.
Okay, go get him.
Now, where'd that bear go to? Hey, bear! Bear, I got him! I got the goldfish.
Where? Where? This time I was gonna get him for sure. I will flesh wound him. That's what I'll do.
Now, let me get this straight. You want me to take you for a ride, right?
Right. Right over the pond.
What are you gonna do with that boulder?
I'll go drop it from the plane.
Why?
Well, ain't gonna do no good up there, is it?
Yeah, okay. All right, let her go. Now, you satisfied?
Yep.
By the way, where did you aim that boulder?
For the pond. I hit a golden fish with it.
Uh-huh. Did you allow for air pockets, cross currents, and like that?
What are they?
Well, you see, when you drop something out of an airplane, it don't necessarily mean it's gonna fall straight down. Cause a fallen object runs into air pockets and air currents and things like that.
Oh, that's the story, fellas. I just cannot catch that golden fish.
Well, you better you don't eat. Have you tried a fishing rod yet?
Say, that's an idea.
Boy, is he stupid.
Succulent, too.
You said it.
So, once again, the hungry bear returned to the scene of his failures, this time with a fishing rod. And strangely enough, he came close to a bite. But that goldfish was resourceful. He remembered an old mine that had been left floating in the pond during the war. And after coating it with gold paint...
That's a goldfish?
Don't look like no goldfish to me.
Well, you wouldn't look like no crow if you live underwater.
The fact that the mine was painted gold did the trick. But 2 seconds later... Hey, so you see, my boy, too many cooks spoil the broth.
But it wasn't broth, Pop. It was stew.
Well, what difference does it make as long as the moral applies?
I got a better moral. All that glitters is not goldfish. How about that?
That, Junior, is succulent.
When we left Rocky and Captain Peach Fuzz last time, they were desperately paddling against the tide, trying to reach the tiny island of New Greenpernt.
It's no use. We're drifting farther away, Captain.
And look, I've worked so hard my little paddle is worn to a nubbin.
Well, maybe if we had a mast with a sail on it, we could make some headway.
Well, we're in luck, Rocky. There's a mast in one of these compartments here.
Well, let's get it out.
Seems to be stuck, but I'll get it.
Attaboy, Captain.
Little did Rocky know that the handle Captain Peach Fuzz was tugging was in reality an underwater plug that would deflate and sink their life raft in a matter of seconds.
I think it's coming out now, Rocky.
Meanwhile, on a mountaintop high above New Greenpernt, Bullwinkle had just shivered through a long, cold night. Suddenly the phone rang and Bullwinkle answered it.
Hello, this is the substitute wizard of New Greenpernt speaking.
Hello, great encyclopedia. This is King Bushwick. You got a prediction ready for us?
I've been trying to tell you, King. My bunion just predicts the weather.
Well, if that's all the better you can do, let's have it.
Well, let's see. My bunion says today fair and warmer with lots of sunshine.
And of course, Bullwinkle's bunion was right as far as it went. High on his mountaintop, it was warm and sunny. But at the lower altitudes of New Greenpernt, things looked a little different.
Hey, you out of your skull, Wiz? It's raining cats and dogs down here.
Well, what do you think of that?
I think we're due to get a new wizard very soon. Go get him, Perona.
And the giant headsman started off on his grim mission. Meanwhile, back in the shark-infested waters, Captain Peach Fuzz was still struggling with the handle of the life raft.
Are you sure it's the right handle, Captain?
Certainly, Rocky. It says right here, danger, deflating plug. See?
Put it back in, Captain.
Too late, for at that instant...
Hang on, Rocky. We're moving.
Sure enough, the jet of escaping air was driving the life raft through the water faster and faster until just as the last bit of air left it, the deflated raft beached itself on the shores of New Greenpernt.
Well, Captain, you lucked in again.
Embarrassing, isn't it?
And look, I guess the natives saw us coming. Looks like they're throwing a party.
Sure enough, it did look like a festive occasion. Everybody was wearing funny hats and broad grins, all except for the guest of honor.
I'm kind of glad you didn't work out, Wiz. We haven't had a beach party for months.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Smile, Cookie.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a wet blanket.
Hokey smoke, Captain, that's Bullwinkle. We gotta save him.
But we're outnumbered 100 to 1.
Yeah, what'll we do?
We'll use tragedy, is what?
What do you have in mind?
You sneak around and get ready to cut Bullwinkle loose.
Yeah?
I'll get a big club and charge right at him. In the confusion, you should be able to get away.
Yeah, but how about you, Captain? They'll capture you then.
Oh, I hadn't figured that part of it. Well, let's do it anyway.
Gee, you're brave, Captain.
Not really. I just can't think of anything else.
And so Rocky crept up close to Bullwinkle and prepared to cut him loose. The captain seized a large club and with a shout of...
Charge!
ran right into a tree, knocking himself unconscious. In a twinkling, all three of our friends were bound tightly.
Hey, something new, fellas. We're gonna have a triple feature. 2 main attractions and 1 short subject.
Well, how will our heroes escape this deadly trap?
Gee, I'm scared.
Oh, I'll think of something, Rocky.
That's what I'm scared of.
Be with us tomorrow for Blood and Sand or 3 for the show.
Don't go away. Next Megatoon Monday, we'll be right back.
Hey, kids, there's only 5 more days till you sneeze. I can hardly wait. Get your butt on the big orange couch and sneak.
8 times more power. 8 times more ammo. 8 times more trouble. Nerf Master Blaster Double Barrel Pump Action Power. It's Nerf or nothing.
From Walt Disney Pictures.
Are we ducks or what? Yeah!
This fall, America's newest dream team is hitting the ice and sharpening their skills.
That hurt!
But if this team thinks they're ever going to win, they must be dreaming.
How many fingers am I holding up? You wouldn't know that anyway.
Emilio Estevez. The Mighty Ducks.
Sorry, we'll pay for that.
Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. National sneak preview this Saturday and Sunday.
High above the jungle, swinging from trees, I am Coco with my Cocoa Krispies. If I'm not careful, I end up in a bind. With some big ace trying to take what's mine. But I'm too clever, I'm much too quick. I can make anyone fall for my tricks, oh yeah. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies are such a chocolatey and delicious part of this complete breakfast. Even the milk turns chocolate. With every bite so chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants my Cocoa Krispies.
You're watching Nickelodeon. And now, back to Megatoon Monday.
And now, here for all you men of letters is Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, mailmen. Today's dissertation is subtitled, How to Escape from Devil's Island and Get Away from It All. Supposing you were incarcerated on Devil's Island, and supposing further still you had served 10 years out of your 30-day sentence, you would want out. And this is how you would do it. First, you would put on your bathing suit, then walk out of your cell and go directly to the warden, who is standing on the edge of a high cliff.
Good morning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good morning to you, merciless jailkeeper. For my recreation period today, I am going to swim to the mainland. Having completely pulled the wool over his eyeballs, you make the leap, and you're on your way out. Fortunately, so is the tide. After returning to Devil's Island, they put you where they put all the incorrigibles. In the kitchen.
You going to peel potatoes till they're coming out of your ears?
This should give you an idea. Putting a potato in each ear, you jump into a sack and a shipment to a foreign port. Of course, there is always the danger they are having potato soup for dinner.
Whoever peeled these spuds did crummy job.
I'm doing the best I can. And that is how you escape from Devil's Island.
But Mr. Know-It-All, you didn't get out.
I most certainly did, by joining the baseball team.
And that's how you escaped.
Sure. 3 strikes and you're out.
Hello again, Peabody here. Today, Sherman and I will be in the hands of our receiver.
You mean we're bankrupt, Mr. Peabody?
The receiver I refer to is an integral part of the telephone. The year is 1873, the place is Boston University, and the man we're going to meet is the world-famous scientist and inventor, Alexander Graham Bell. As usual, the Wayback Machine operated perfectly, teleporting us into Alexander Graham Bell's laboratory.
Eureka! I'm finished.
What is it, Mr. Bell? Did you just invent something?
Yes, a boon to all mankind. Look.
Why, it's just a cracker.
Not just a cracker, an Alexander Graham cracker.
We proceeded to put the cracker to a severe test.
Boy, that's good.
Tell me, Mr. Bell, have you started work on the telephone yet?
What's a telephone?
A device that reproduces sound or speech at a distant point by means of electricity.
You're out of your head. It can't be done.
Of course it can, and you're going to invent it. We kept the midnight oil burning that night while Alexander Graham Bell drafted plans for the telephone.
There we are, all done.
That doesn't look like a telephone.
Well, actually, it's a picture of me leading an orchestra. I thought I'd call it Alexander's Ragtime Bell. What do you think?
I think you'd better invent the telephone. Sherman, I'm afraid you and I will have to take drastic action. The Peabody Construction Company went into action. We built a telephone booth for every room in the building, hoping that Bell would get the hint and install telephones. However, we were in for a disappointment, for the great man entered the nearest booth, tacked up a curtain, and said,
I'm voting for McKinley. How about you?
I didn't know it then, but 2 Russian football players who had transferred to Boston University were at that very moment on the threshold of also discovering the telephone. It happened during scrimmage practice.
Hi, Korsakov, I just happened to think of an idea wonderful.
So, Charles Rimsky.
Listen, his method of talking to people over long distance. I have here a small recording of my voice, right?
Right.
I put recording into football. Is also right?
Is also right.
Okay, you run to other end of field.
Is good idea, Korsakov?
Is great idea, Rimsky! The following Saturday afternoon, Boston University faced its arch-rival, La Jolla Tech. For 3 quarters, the teams battled on even terms, neither one being able to score, and that's when Rimsky and Korsakov went into action.
It's time for big play. Korsakov, you call timeout while I go make recording.
Time was called for 45 minutes.
Great game, isn't it, Mr. Bell?
Yes, I'm enjoying it immensely.
Play was resumed as Rimsky trotted back onto the field.
Okay, it's all set for big play. I throw long pass to Korsakov. Korsakov, when football is caught, you take out the racket and play it, right? Right.
Boston University came out of the huddle and lined up. The ball was snapped back to Rimsky, who faded deep behind the line of scrimmage. Just when it seemed as though the Russian quarterback would be dropped for a huge loss, he unleashed a prodigious throw. 99 yards away, Korsakov gathered the ball in.
I dream of genius with the light brown hair.
Realizing he had played the wrong side of the record, Korsakov quickly flipped it over.
Korsakov, this is Rimsky. You got ball? Good. Listen carefully. You are standing on 1-yard line, right? Right. Okay, turn around, take 1 step over goal line, and score touchdown. Do not pass goal, do not collect 200 rubles, go straight to jail.
Boston University won the game, and seconds later, the stands were buzzing with the rumor that a method of long-distance communication had been invented.
That's very interesting.
Also very alarming. Mr. Bell, unless you get busy at once and invent the telephone, I'm afraid somebody else will do it.
You're right. I've been an incredible fool. Quick, we must return to my laboratory.
For the next 24 hours, Alexander Graham Bell slaved over his workbench. Won, but at peace with himself, he opened the door and called us in.
Congratulate me, I've done it.
That's wonderful, Mr. Bell.
Here, what do you think of it?
But that's a baseball.
Yes. You see, you make a miniature recording of the voice and stuff it inside the ball. Then you hit it to someone in the outfield and...
Gee, Mr. Peabody, will he ever invent the telephone?
Yes, Sherman, but only after much hard work. I suppose that's why Ernest Hemingway wrote a book about him.
What was it called?
For Whom the Bell Toils.
On the tiny island of New Greenpernt, Rocky and Bullwinkle have finally had a grand reunion, thanks to a plan of Captain Peachfuzz's, which, of course, turned out the wrong way. Now they're all tied tightly and at the mercy of King Bushwick the 33rd.
33rd.
33rd. Our friends are guests of honor at a New Greenpernt block party.
Only question is, who goes to the block first?
But why execute us?
Because your friends are his.
Well, what did Bullwinkle do?
Nothing, that's what I did.
That's just it. He was our substitute wizard, see?
Bullwinkle, a wizard?
On account of my weather forecasting bunion, Rocky.
But as a substitute for an Oogle boy, he's a terrible flop. And our law says there's only one punishment for a wizard who don't whiz.
Bullwinkle was substitute for an Oogle bird?
Of course.
And Bushwick told Rocky and the captain about the legendary Oogle bird who sat on a mountaintop and laid eggs containing fantastic predictions.
Los Angeles is full of sorrow. Dodgers lose again tomorrow.
What happened to the Oogle bird?
It was stolen. Okay, Peruna, let's get going.
No, wait.
And remember, keep your left arm straight and a back swing.
Hey!
That'll correct your tendency to slice.
Hey, Your Majesty, if we could find your Oogle bird, would you let us go?
Of course, naturally, but how are you going to do that?
Just follow the tracks.
Tracks? What tracks?
Those tracks.
Yes, the sharp-eyed squirrel had spotted some strange-looking tracks on the beach, but Bushwick didn't seem to care, for he turned to the headsman and said...
Okay, Peruna, like swing.
And as our friends cowered in mortal fear, the headsman swung his mighty blade...
Are you all right, Bullwinkle?
So far, yeah. But I'm kind of scared to nod my head.
Well, what are you guys waiting for? Come on.
Yes, the headsman's stroke had been intended merely to cut their bonds, and in a moment our friends were on the beach staring at the strange tracks.
As far as I can figure, these are the tracks of 2 Oogle birds, Your Majesty.
2? Impossible, Jack.
Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky. There's only one Oogle bird in the world.
I don't care. There's 2 sets of tracks, and they lead right to the water's edge.
Oh, the poor bird.
What's the matter?
Oogles can't swim. It's a goner. Well, back to the steak, you guys.
Wait a minute. Maybe the Oogle was bird-napped.
Bird-napped? What, by another Oogle bird?
No, bird-napped by somebody disguised as another Oogle bird. Somebody who would use his fortune-telling powers for evil purposes.
Oh, come now, little friend. There's nobody in the world that nasty.
Little does King Bushwick know, for at that moment, high atop an island far away, the Oogle bird is chained to a nest, forced to turn out predictions for his captor. And who is the fiend responsible for all this? Who is the low-down no-good-nick who could carry out such a dastardly scheme?
Hello again, crime fans everywhere.
It is Boris Badenov, world's meanest villain.
Plus, at no additional charge, my partner in crime, Natasha Fatal. What does Ladies Oogle like, says Natasha?
Oh, Boris, this is terrible.
So read already.
The Oogle bird says, "Happy day. Rocky Squirrel is on the way."
Raskolnikov. Is nowhere in whole world we don't run into that busybody?
Where we go now, darling?
Go. Don't be silly, Natasha. We stay and give Squirrel royal welcome.
Royal welcome?
21 guns.
And pressing a button, Boris unmasked a battery of cannons, all pointing out to sea and right at our approaching heroes. Don't miss our next exciting episode, Bullwinkle's Landing or Muscle Beach.
Will Boris attempt further acts of destruction on our heroic pair? Or will he give up already?
You forget I'm professional villain.
Don't press that remote. Mega Mooserama Monday continues till 8. Only on Nick.
Hang tight, fellow mutants. I'll be right back with more funky facts on Nick's Kid Almanac. After this message from Mattel.
Hey, check it out. It's new Air Pro Hockey. It glides on a cushion of air. Now a short demo. Wow. See? Air Pro glides on a cushion of air over smooth surfaces. It flies over blacktop, over smooth carpet. And it wails in the gym. How does it do that? On a cushion of air.
Air Pro Hockey. It'll blow you away. Comes with puck, 2 goals, and 2 sticks. Batteries not included.
Okay, it was a long demo.
Howdy, fellow mutants. Time for another in-your-face fact on Nick's Kid Almanac. Now, we're not naming names, but the fact is, Americans buy 38,000 Ken and Barbie dolls every day. Despite these figures, Barbie claims she has absolutely nothing to wear to her senior prom this year. Boo-hoo. For further updates on this breaking story, keep watching Nick's Kid Almanac.
Morning, beautiful. This isn't happening. I want my Kellogg's Corn Pops. Be cool.
Need an instruction manual?
Chill, okay? I need my Corn Pops. Oh, like sweet popcorn. You gotta have more. But here I am out of cash and late for class, and the whole school's watching me. Give me the Pops, you stupid machine.
Works every time.
Kellogg's Corn Pops is part of this complete breakfast.
I gotta have my Pops.
We're hungry! Play Hungry, Hungry Hippos!
Fun, 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 ton. They're hungry, hungry hippos. It's a wild, wild race. Feed your hippos space. They're hungry, hungry hippos.
It's Hungry, Hungry Hippos. Whoever gobbles up the most marbles wins.
You better eat fast, fast. Food won't last. They're hungry, hungry hippos. It's fun, fun, ton. They're hungry, hungry hippos.
Hungry, Hungry Hippos. Swim Milton Bradley.
What a bore.
Hawaiian punch.
Whoa!
Punch.
It's not just red anymore. Fruit juice in yellow, orange, green, and blue.
Wow. Hawaiian punch.
Nothing else has the punch.
Keep it going!
Juicy punch.
How about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Sure.
It's not just red anymore.
Nothing else has the punch.